Chapter 11 of the book of Mark. Chapter 11. And when they draw near to Jerusalem, to Bethphage and Bethany, to the Mount of Olives, he sends 2 of his disciples, and saith to them, Go into the village which is over against you, and immediately on entering into it ye will find a colt tied, upon which no child of man has sat. Loose it and lead it here. And if any one say to you, Why do ye this? Say, The Lord has need of it. And straightway he sends it hither. And they departed, and found a colt bound to the door without at the crossway. And they loose him. And some of them who stood there said to them, What are ye doing, loosing the colt? And they said to them, as Jesus had commanded. And they let them do it. And they led the colt to Jesus, and they cast their clothes upon it, and he sat on it. And many strewed their clothes on the way, and others cut down branches from the trees, and went on strewing them on the way. And those going on before, and those following, cried out, Hosanna! Blessed be he that comes in the Lord's name. Blessed be the coming kingdom of our father David. Hosanna in the highest. And he entered into Jerusalem, and into the temple, and having looked round on all things, the hour being already now late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. And on the morrow, when they were gone out of Bethany, he hungered. And seeing from afar off a fig tree which had leaves, he came, if perhaps he might find something on it. And having come up to it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the time of figs. And answering, he said to it, Let no one eat fruit of thee any more for ever. And his disciples heard it. And they come to Jerusalem, and entering into the temple, he began to cast out those who sold and who bought in the temple, and he overthrew the tables of the money changers, and the seats of the dove sellers, and suffered not that any one should carry any package through the temple. And he taught, saying to them, Is it not written, My house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations, but ye have made it a den of robbers? And the chief priests and the scribes heard it, and they sought how they might destroy him, for they feared him, because all the crowd were astonished at his doctrine. And when it was evening, he went out without the city. And passing by early in the morning, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, remembering what Jesus had said, says to him, Rabbi, see, the fig tree which thou cursedst is dried up. And Jesus answering saith to them, Have faith in God. Verily I say to you, that whosoever shall say to this mountain, Be thou taken away and cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but believe that what he says takes place, whatever he shall say shall come to pass for him. For this reason I say to you, all things whatsoever ye pray for and beg, believe that ye receive it, and it shall come to pass to you. And when ye stand praying, forgive, if ye have anything against any one, that your Father also, who is in the heavens, may forgive you your offences. But if ye do not forgive, neither will your Father who is in the heavens forgive your offences. And they come again to Jerusalem. And as he walked about in the temple, the chief priests and the scribes and the elders come to him, and they say to him, By what authority doest thou these things? And who gave thee this authority, that thou shouldest do these things? And Jesus answering said to them, I also will ask you one thing, and answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, was it of heaven or of men? Answer me. And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we should say, Of heaven, he will say, Why then did ye not believe him? But should we say, Of men? They feared the people, for all held of John that he was truly a prophet. And they answering said to Jesus, We do not know. And Jesus answering saith to them, Neither do I tell you by what authority I do these things.